Oh, my God. I am resident of color feature Joel saying that is Vickie Ray, that is Tom Diamond. We're here to talk Dracula from 1958, directed by Terence Fisher. Screenplay is by Jimmy Sangster, based on Dracula by Bram Stoker, produced by Anthony Hines. Cinematographer is Jack Asher, edited by Bill Lenny, music by James Bernard. Production company, Hammer, obviously. Release date, May 8th, 1958 US, May 16th, 1958 London. Box office 3.5 million worldwide in rentals. Holy shit. This movie made a lot of money. So,
Get it?
gals, when did you first see this movie, Vickie?
God, I seen these back in the 80s, the 70s and the 80s. I don't even think I was allowed to watch this shit. I didn't even know until I was like much older that these most of the Hammer films were totally edited because of all the tits and ass that was in them. I didn't even know that was there. Um, I really thought this movie probably helped redefine horror and cinema for till now. It just totally changed everything because you had Frank at the Curse of Frankenstein, and then they started making this. This is what got Hammer going, like the Hammer we know, because they've been around since the 30s, I believe, doing black and white, movies and stuff. And this just came in, and unlike earlier versions of the story, this was kind of different, because you had Bela Lugosi as the stoic, well, I guess he was more like charismatic vampire. And then
Yeah.
you had Christopher Lee come in, 6'7", towering, more like, I don't know, he kind of could, I don't know if he was more of a violent vampire. I
Yeah.
was reading also, I kind of wondered about the eyes. I guess that was really hard on the eyes. The stuff I mean, his eyes were actually
The
bloodshot.
red contacts,
Yeah, they were
the red
actually
contacts,
bloodshot
which
all the
he
time.
hated.
He hated
Yeah,
them, absolutely
yeah,
hated them. But
yeah.
like, but like you got the castle, it's richly decorated, other than in ruins. Hammer wanted to present a different Dracula. This Dracula was aristocratic and seductive. Not that they
Well,
all
it was
weren't
the first one
seductive.
in color. It was the first
Yeah,
one in color, and watched it. I think in the '70s when Hammer was coming out with all the vampire movies, and from '70 to '75, so somewhere within there. I watched Horror of Dracula, and it truly is a classic.
oh yeah,
It was uh, the first vampire movie that was ever done in color, and that's a biggie. And people were very
they freaked out
intrigued.
on this movie because of the blood. Well, the Hammer, who had the reddest blood ever? Hammer films, I swear they had the reddest blood ever. Well, no, the Ed Argento
Well,
had
they
really red
did.
blood too. So
Yeah.
Well, they did, especially that scene with the blood dripping on his coffin.
yeah.
That supposedly scared a lot of people.
Well, then you had the
And
ugly faces and the shriveled up old lady body. I still
Yeah.
who was that who was the chained up vampire woman? Because it really wasn't one of his brides. They kind of eliminated the brides from this version. So I guess she was like what was left from the brides, maybe in the narrative, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I think they changed a lot of stuff
Well,
to
were they allowed to use the Dracula stuff in this one, or was
yeah,
it
they
the
chose
Curse of
not.
Frankenstein? We had a problem with it,
I think they
with the
chose not
story.
to. They chose not to.
They chose not to. Okay.
It wasn't England versus Transylvania. It was the same. It was in Central Europe because, frankly, they couldn't afford enough to do a movie like that. And of course, Valerie Gaunt once again plays Dracula's bride, and she's
Yeah.
the one that gets staked and turns into an old hag. And this
Turns into an
is
old hag. We all turn into old hags eventually. But Well,
you
at
know,
least,
well.
this Dracula, do you think they made this like more openly erotic compared to older versions? Because I mean, a vampire's kind of erotic. That's just erotic, period. But I mean, he kind of brought, I don't know if you call it sexy, but those eyes. I'm sorry, I guess they thought it was sexy. I didn't think it was. The red eyes have to go. Other than that, I guess it could be sexy.
Well,
Well,
Chris,
when Hammer asked for an adaptation of Stoker's novel, screenwriter Jimmy Sangster decided to streamline it to fit it into less than 19 minutes of screen time and shooting on a low budget within the confines of Bray Studios and its surrounding estate. Working under these limitations, Sangster posted that Jonathan Harker travels to Dracula's castle intending to destroy Dracula, not to complete a real estate transaction, which is true. That's what they do in this movie, as in the novel, and gets killed. So there you go.
The film makes, it looks cheap. They make the Hammer films, they look cheap, but they also look lavishly cheap in a
Yes.
lavish manner. Don't know how they did that. But the castle interiors were like small studio spaces. They were just cleverly lit. I mean, they knew what they were doing. But he did
Yeah.
hate that they were primitive, uncomfortable contexts. He said they hurt really badly, and bright lights made acting difficult. He said the blood tasted terrible. I don't think Christopher Lee was having fun. But he insisted that Dracula move quickly, attack violently, and appear animalistic at all times.
hmm and he got 750 pounds for the whole thing.
Is that how much? I didn't see that. Is that all he got?
That's all he got.
Holy shit.
Yeah, yeah. So the studio really cleaned up.
The sunlight death was new too, because when Peter Cushing opens up the window or the curtains, they didn't do that in the other ones where the light bothered them.
Yeah.
I mean, that was new.
Yeah, because in Bela Lugosi's, he actually does go out during the day. It doesn't kill him, we'll say.
Did he
Chris,
go out in the day? Was it during daylight hours he was out? I mean, seemed like it was just all, well, the original,
yeah,
you
the
know,
original.
it just
Uh,
seemed like that whole movie was dark. That just is such a beautiful movie. The Spanish version was also beautiful. I mean, it was such the Spanish version is awesome. I mean, a lot of people, I don't even think a lot of people know that they made an actual Spanish version.
At night. They said
Yeah.
they shot on the sets at
Yeah,
night.
that's right. That's right.
yeah.
Excuse me. Hmm.
Sorry, Tom. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There goes that lady. That was close.
No.
You see me jump through the ceiling? It's because we got a massive storm going on.
Yeah. Christopher Lee remarked in an interview in Leonard's Wolf, A Dream of Dracula, I was always against the whole tie and tails
There you
rendition.
go, honey.
Surely it is the height of the ridiculous for a vampire to step out of the shadows wearing white tails, patent leather shoes, and a full cloak. Lee said that he never watched any other performance of Dracula, I believe it, until well after his films, and that when he got the first Dracula role with little time to prepare, he had to hurry off to read the book. So he read the book. There you go. Oh my gosh. Who is you guys' favorite Dracula?
My favorite Dracula?
Yeah.
God, I really like all of them. It has to be Christopher Lee. Well, actually, Frank Langella did an awesome,
Yeah.
and then you got, Bram Stoker's Dracula. That was really great Dracula too. That was he did a really cool Dracula. Can't really stop. Well, some of them I really can't stand. I mean, some of them were so cheap, but they were fun to watch. Let's
Yeah.
face it, most of these were all cheesy, but they were great.
Jewel, this sounds very much like what you're telling us. It sounds like Wikipedia, which I looked at also, and we should give Wikipedia credit for their help here, because they were very instrumental in giving us background work
Yeah.
regarding regarding the movie. But you really have to see the movie first
Yes.
before you read
Yeah,
up on.
you can't go look up something without watching it, really, because there's no
Right.
context.
Right. It's a great
I
movie,
don't know why
Exactly.
actually.
anybody wouldn't want to watch Hammer films because I love all that. I like their shows too. Well, that's on Tubi. They're well, it was on their serial, where they had different
Hmm.
stories. Those were actually quite good
House of
too.
Hammer, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing too. In this movie, Harker is trying to destroy Dracula. He sort
Yeah,
of
because he's a
he
vampire
is
hunter in
yeah, he's a
Germany of all
vampire hunter.
places.
Yeah, and he's basically in a sense working for Van Helsing on this. It feels like too. I mean, that's the thing of this movie too. So when like was it gets bit, it's like that's she's wanting Jonathan to return, but he's dead. Uh, and Peter Cushing's Dr. Van Helsing, he's looking into
Peter
Parker's
Cushing's a great
murder,
Dr. Van Helsing.
murders.
He's such a good choice.
Yeah,
That these
but
guys just were so good together. I mean, it was they were just you just can't imagine one without the other.
mhm. No, you
A
can't
But I mean,
tremendous
Peter
imagine.
Cushing. I
chemistry.
mean, let's talk about Peter Cushing's. He was fabulous as well. I mean, it's an awesome Van Helsing,
Yeah,
and he brings
no,
Tremendous
science. It's
chemistry.
sort of like science versus evil.
mhm.
When he gets involved. I mean, he just seems like he's like the well reserved mad scientist or something in most of the films. But he's so quiet and he's got class. He doesn't even, it's okay that he might be a little off or a little crazy because you just like him so much because his performances are so solid.
Well, I think
I
the
just love
story
Peter
is that
Cushing though.
I think the story is that they had a choice between going with an old short guy with a beard and Peter Cushing, the way he looked, and they decided to go with Peter Cushing because of probably because of the success of Curse of Frankenstein and because he had tremendous chemistry with Christopher Lee. And
They did. I mean, they were just like made for each other to be in film together.
Yeah,
But
yep,
it really did spawn an entire Dracula franchise. And then you had more Frankenstein. And then you had mummy movies that came after that. And then you just had the entire Gothic era of Hammer films. I mean, and if you're anybody worth your salt that loves the genre, the horror genre, you love Hammer films. I don't know anybody doesn't love horror, doesn't love Hammer films. Because it just, I mean, it's just like Hammer just made an empire because of these two films, The Curse of Frankenstein and The Horror of Dracula when they came out. I mean, it
well, they
virtually
did
made them.
because America was getting tired. They were going more into science fiction
Yeah.
and uh, and kiddie, teeny bopper movies and stuff like that. So the field was
Yeah, I mean,
open.
that's at the time of the Gidget movies and stuff were coming out. Well, they weren't coming out till the latter 60s, though.
That's
Right?
right.
Were we doing Doris Day yet, or was that latter 60s?
No, that was the 60s.
I
That was
vaguely
the
remember the
60s. In
Gidget
the
movies.
50s, you had the science fiction films. You had Day the Earth Stood Still, It the Thing from Outer Space, all that stuff. And that was occupying America at the time. So it was pretty ripe, low-hanging fruit for Hammer.
And he also had the Lucy for the first time. You have Lucy being a sexy, robust vampire girl. Well, you had the vampire woman before earlier. She was sexy, robust looking, beautiful, Beauty and the Beast kind of outfits to accentuate every bit of their curvature. But
It was
I thought they
apparent,
were pretty films. So you get to Amicus and American International and stuff like that. They're just not pretty. Like, I mean, Hammer might have been
no, it's not the
cheap.
same.
They reuse stuff, but they were just so pretty. I always thought their films were pretty. Don't know why. They just are to me.
Not the same. And the story went with when Dracula attacked Lucy, she asked Terence Fisher how do I play this? And he says, just think of it like you had the wildest night before, you had the wildest night in the world sexually. And
Yeah.
that's how she played it. And it worked.
Yeah, also it's just I mean, that's the first time you see the destruction of vampires in such a graphic form too. I guess it's sort of like what The Exorcist did to people back. I guess that was the same in 58. This was really like mind-numbing stuff. I guess we're so desensitized because I mean, I'll sit there and read a bowl of spaghetti and watch Terrifier 3. It just doesn't bother me. But I mean, some people just that I guess it really upset them, much the same as The Exorcist upset people. It was really intense for the 70s, though, The Exorcist. So, I mean, I guess this was intense in 58 because I guess people did see
Yeah,
that
it
red
was.
blood. I mean, the color horror film. I mean, that was a totally different new ball game.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just more visual,
I mean,
especially bright red blood.
The color did everything.
I would say there's two, like, because we reviewed House of Dark Shadows last night, like again, and that was to me a little more bloodier than this. To me, I mean, this was bloody, but I mean, Dan Curtis out hammered Hammer a bit, a
Oh,
little
he
bit,
did.
a bit, a bit. I
Which
mean,
one about the House of Dark Shadow? Which one'd you do?
yeah, yeah. I mean, he
We did that
Carolyn
when
was
we
scared.
first started,
Yeah.
Vickie.
Yeah, we
When
did.
we
We
first
interviewed Jim
started
Storm with
Literary
that too, I
License.
think. Because Jim
Uh,
Storm was telling us all the funny stuff the back stories, when they were hanging Angelique, he was in the back farting
Oh,
around
that
with
was
all
Night of
the
Dark
that was
that
Night
Shadows.
of
was
Dark
Night Dark
That's
Shadows.
Shadows.
Night of
Okay.
Dark Shadows.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this one was okay. That one was you're talking about with I'm confused. Wait, Night of Dark Shadows had
David Selby. House of
okay,
Dark
okay, yeah.
House House is the one with Jonathan
House is the
Frakes.
one with Barnabas.
Barnabas.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Is House
yeah.
Barnabas or is it the other one Barnabas?
That's
I'm
right.
getting them confused.
House is the one with
Well,
Barnabas.
that one was kind of hammerish too, actually.
Yeah, hmm
You could
definitely.
tell that there was definitely influence.
Now, if you want to see this movie, like vampire movie spoofed, especially this one, Dracula Dead and Loving it is the movie you gotta see.
Dead and loving
Uh,
it.
yeah,
Oh,
Was
with
that the one
Leslie
with George
Nielsen.
Hamilton? Is that the George
No,
Hamilton one?
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen.
Okay, Leslie Nielsen. What was the one with George Hamilton? What was Love at First
Love
Bite?
at First
No,
Bite.
that was okay. Was it Love First Bite? Because
Yeah.
he bites that black guy he was drinking, and he goes, "What was that man drinking?" Or he's like, is in there, he's flying around. It's a black chicken. They're
Yeah.
trying to get him. Those were great. Dead and Loving It was great. That was good. Leslie Nielsen, what a hoot he was.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, Airplane. Yeah, yeah,
Airplane,
yeah,
Naked Gun.
yeah. My
I
God.
watched the new Naked Gun. I'm sorry, it didn't hold a candle to the old Naked Gun. It was okay, but it just wasn't the first one.
So so they
But
did do a
this
new.
definitely, huh?
They did do a new Dracula. Now I haven't seen it. So if you guys could cast
The
Dr.
new
Van Helsing,
Dracula. Which
if you
one?
could if you could cast Dr. Van Helsing or Count Dracula, who would you cast
Right now.
today?
You go
Yeah.
first, I'm thinking. Then okay, new Dracula. God, who would be a great Dracula right now? I don't
How about
even know who
Benedict
can fill
Cumberbatch
that
for
those
Dracula?
shoes. Huh?
How about Benedict Cumberbatch for Dracula?
Uh, I'm trying to think. It's just we done Frank Langella. Let's see who else. Who was it? Gary Oldman played him in Bram Stoker's Dracula. I loved Gary Oldman as Dracula. I just thought he was exceptional. I did see the new Dracula. It was okay. It was a definitely different take. A lot of people hated it. If you go in the forums and you said you like it, you're gonna get spit on. A lot of people were mad about it. Sort of like Wuthering Heights. You either loved it or you hated it because Margot Robbie just is not dark Catherine Earnshaw, but her performance was exceptional. the end of what they did to Wuthering Heights was a little different. I'm a huge Wuthering Heights fan from the original, so
It's on
I
now,
watched
I
it.
think, on HBO Max.
Yeah, it's worth a watch. It really is worth the watch. It's a definitely different take. It's I wish they would have just kept to the story just a little bit more. I love the novel. I love the Bronte sisters, so. But it was fairly decent though. I mean, I'm not going to spit on it, but the new Dracula, I thought it was different. It was a different take. I was kind of hoping. I mean, the Dracula, what was there? Not Dracula 2000, but there was one that they put out that everybody's just waiting for, like a sequel because he finds her in New York City and he knows she's reincarnated, and that's how they leave it. I can't remember the name of that particular one. It's not that old. I think maybe it's 2018, 2016. But I mean, if you look up Dracula, there's Dracula movies I didn't even know existed that are out there because if you got a cell phone, you
Funny.
can make your own Dracula movie. But there are just like Tubi, there's always vampire movies on. And then you had, the onset after this, like, a lot of this stuff inspired Vampire Diaries, what was the other one? True Blood, which I love True Blood. I think I just love True Blood. I love Vampire Diaries too. But this definitely changed horror, though. I mean, it opened the doors for everybody else.
Yeah.
But as far as I cannot think of who I would like to be a vampire, who would I don't know. I really don't. What was the other question? Okay, who would I want to be? Van Helsing?
Yes.
I'd like, well, Brad Pitt's already done direct. He's already done whatever. I mean, have anybody you guys watched the new uh the new Lestat, the series on AMC? Hey, you
A
guys,
bit. I've caught some of it.
have you watched some of it? I haven't seen the new parts where Lestat starts getting into the music yet. I was trying to see if I could draw from somebody in there that would be a good Van Helsing or a good Dracula.
Mhm.
I cannot think of anybody. Give me some ideas. It's got drawn blank. Normally I'm not blank.
Um, it's hard because there are people who've already played vampires or the role, and you think of them. But for Dr. Van Helsing, I'll pick somebody from horror. I'll pick Tobin Bell. Uh, would be really good, even though Van Helsing's supposed to be British. So I'm gonna pick somebody not. Now, if I were to pick British, I'd pick Ben Kingsley. I think he would be really good. Uh, for Dracula, my God,
Ben Kingsley was in a vampire movie.
Oh
I'm trying to
yeah, yeah. Ben
remember. I
Kingsley
can't
would be a
remember.
good Van Helsing.
yeah. For Dracula, I know he's played Dracula. I know he's played a ver two. Actually, he's played it twice. So I'll put him in it again. I'll pick Rudolph Martin.
Rudolph Martin. It would be. Nope, I'm not coming. I mean, just looking at people, and I don't think they would make a good Van Helsing.
The
I
guy who
can't
did
think of somebody.
the guy who did Dracula on Netflix, he'd be a good Dracula. He was already Dracula, so
The series, the first three episodes,
yeah, the one on
that
Netflix.
didn't get. I'm sorry, I couldn't do that. I tried, I couldn't get into it. I think that's why it didn't last.
Uh, oh my
What
God,
about Jude Law for Van
he
Helsing?
does he does do a good job. Jude Law's a good actor.
Clive Owen.
There you go.
Let me see. Anthony Hopkins. He's already been done.
Yeah, he's already good.
Let me see. Let me look. Looking through pictures because you got me
Anthony
stumped.
Hopkins would be a good choice.
Yeah. Who would make it
And of
great?
course, Jack Palance
Yeah, he
did
played
that for
Dracula.
Curtis.
Was that Dan Curtis's?
Yep.
Mads Mikkelsen. Jason Isaacs. Yep, Benedict Cumberbatch comes up.
Yep. I think he would be good.
Yep, he comes up. He would make a good one, wouldn't he? I really never thought of that. I should have thought of that before we started this. I never even thought who would make a good Van Helsing.
Yeah.
But I guess
Well,
I'm just so used to the same ones over and over. I just have a hard time having somebody in that role other than the ones that did it. But no, they would make excellent ones. But yeah, Jude Law would make a great Van Helsing. I'd like to see that. I could dig that.
So what do we think of this movie? I think
Oh,
it's a
I
10.
10.5.
10.
definitely
You're
gets a
not gonna
10.
see me beat up on Hammer films too much.
Yeah, this movie definitely gets a 10.
These are all classics.
Well,
So you're not gonna.
this was one that launched the horror genre as far as I'm concerned in color. So definitely a 10.
You
This
guys have
was
any?
the,
Sorry. Good.
this was the first one uh in color, shot in a low budget, made a
Very
lot of
low
money.
budget.
In
Minuscule budget.
Milwaukee, I think the first 10 days were sold out or something like
Yeah,
that.
they said they sold it out completely.
Yeah.
Cool. What's you guys' favorite scenes?
Favorite scenes.
Hmm?
Probably at the climax at the end where he opens the window and they're having that interaction. He did, but what did he? It was kind of
Yeah,
hard to
me
say that
too.
there was any. Well, because Dracula doesn't really have a lot of dialogue in this. He's got 13 lines, 12 or 13 lines or something like that.
He
He didn't say
doesn't.
much,
Yeah.
except in the beginning. He's talking a little bit. But
This
I like the interaction between him and Jonathan Harker in the beginning especially when he thinks that, Christopher Lee is not onto him in any capacity. I
Christopher
like
Lee
that.
used to complain about that in the later films that he wasn't
What?
getting enough lines.
Well, yeah, he didn't hardly have any. I mean, it was sort of like he kind of reminded me of Quentin. He didn't have any lines. He was silent for the first
For
two
the
months of
first
his
6 months.
character. 6 months
Yeah.
was it? Wasn't it like
Yep.
2 months? Was it 6 months?
There was a couple of months.
At least a couple of months because he didn't talk. Because he told me, he said, remember when we were talking to him, he said that
Same thing
he
with Beth.
didn't have nothing to say. Yeah. But I guess that was, it kind of made it more alluring, I guess. But the interaction between the actors were like at the beginning and in the end. And there was so many good moments though.
They sure were. This is a
I like,
film worth seeing.
yeah. I love
All
the
Amber
scene
films.
where Dracula comes up and he bites the blonde when she's sitting in bed. She's very terrified of him. And he closes the door behind it. It's just creepy
They
as
made it
hell.
look like a drug addiction, like getting bit was like, I've got to have it. Because as soon as he comes in, it's like, here, now,
Yeah.
I think
right
that's the
here.
way he played it. I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the way he played it.
Yeah.
Well, I
Like
mean,
a
they
drug
seen him, they just
addiction that
couldn't
he
say
didn't.
no. Who could turn those eyes down? God, can
Yeah.
you imagine? It's like, nope, I'll hard pass.
Scene, my favorite scene was Valerie Gaunt, the
The beginning.
vampiress, as she bit Jonathan Harker. And you
And
don't see
Christopher
it
Lee comes
actually
after.
happening. Yeah, and then you see the fang marks on his neck. So
Yeah,
you
that
know
was a good scene. Then you had the hissing.
it's
Yeah.
Everybody's hissing. I love it when they hiss at each other. It's
Yeah.
so much fun. It had to be fun working on that set. I can't imagine. That would be so fun.
It's a
See,
So
Vicky,
fun
jealous.
movie.
you'd make a good vampire, Vicky.
I would love to be a vampire. I used to ask Lloyd Kaufman to kill me in one of his movies. Go, please kill me in one of your movies. He goes, get up to Brooklyn. It's like, okay,
That's
someday.
funny.
Oh my God. Is there anything you guys want to add about the movie
No,
before we go?
I can't say anything bad about Amber films. I really can't.
It's a
Now, if you
great
want to
movie.
talk Bearhoven, I've got lots going.
That's awful. That's
Go
awful.
see it.
Yep,
That's what
that's
I'd
it.
say.
Watch
That's it.
Hammer films. I'm serious. You won't regret it. I know it's not the fancy stuff, the CGI and everything, but it has so much more class. It's so much more me to it than a lot of films
Stylish,
do.
very
It's just
stylish.
awesome stuff. It's great stuff. Other than
It,
that, I hope you all had a great day with the mothers.
yep, it's for all those moms out there. Happy Mother's Day. Hope you enjoyed your day. Uh, what are you guys doing next weekend? You doing anything next Sunday?
A baby shower early in the morning, but other than that, I am free.
You know, it's summer, and
I'm free, I think.
then we miss the anniversary. You know what a perfect movie for going into this summer is? The original Friday the 13th. That's a perfect movie.
Oh, I've no. Oh yeah, 1980 Friday the 13th, the original.
Yeah,
Didn't we
yeah.
do that? Didn't we do
We did
that already?
Halloween. We did
We did
Halloween.
Halloween. Friday the
Oh,
13th,
we did
I'll do that one.
Halloween.
Yes, we did Halloween. We did not do Friday the 13th. Betsy Palmer.
Betsy, yeah, we should have done that for Mother's Day. Betsy Palmer. I love Betsy Palmer. She was, you know what? When I first saw that, I didn't even see her coming as the villain. So
they wanted a middle-aged woman for the role. I mean,
she was awesome. They couldn't have picked her. She was, I just didn't see that coming when I first saw that when I was younger.
yeah. So uh, now my favorite Dracula, the first Dracula I ever saw was the Dracula from Monster Squad. And when he takes that dynamite and throws
Oh
it into
yeah.
the nightclub, I mean, my God, meeting adjourned, boom. Um, very, very good job. Link to the Literary License podcast will be in the description box.
You guys
You can
are,
get Tom
my
and
dogs are
Vic.
trying to kill each other.
You can get Tom and Vicky on Facebook. Go hit them up. They're very nice people. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Vicky, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. We had a great one.
Have a good one,
Bye,
guys.
guys. Y'all stay
Take
safe. See
care
you next
now.
Sunday.
See you.
Oh,
Bye.
8 o'clock, 8
Eight
o'clock on
o'clock.
Sunday.
8
8
o'clock.
o'clock, 1980, Friday the 13th. Betsy
All
Palmer.
right.
Bye.